there will be an influx, a deluge of timelines that are multiplying and rapidly firing and coming into your experience. And so, having a roadmap and having clarity and being deeply grounded in who you are and in the direction of the unfolding of what you are choosing is essential. Right. Well, hi, I'm the Angel Lady. My name is Kelly Kolodny. I have been channeling an angel since 1989, and today I will be channeling the angel Raphael, the angel of healing. Delighted to be here with all of you. Those of you who are here with us today in our spiritual community have an opportunity to raise your hand and to ask a question. If you're watching this on YouTube and you want to jump in our spiritual community as a free member, you're welcome to do that. And then you can also raise your hand and ask a question. So, 2025, woo, big energy shift, right? It's a big one. It's kind of epic. It's exciting. It's wonderful. We can make it whatever we want to make it. I know there's a lot of information out there about 2025 being quite the intense year. But I want to remind all of you, you are the master creators of your experience, and we are here on a journey into the light together. So, most of you know my son, Casey Kolodny. He works with me very closely, and he will be asking questions of Raphael as we begin the call. And then you guys can raise your hand and ask a question. All questions should be related to the overall theme of 2025. If you've never heard me channel before, I'm going to tone and move my hands and rock back and forth, and I'm going to say hello. And wherever you are in the world, you're going to say hello back, and that's how we connect energetically. And then we shall begin. So I'm delighted to be here. And first of all, I just want to wish you a very happy new year and that it's filled with love and prosperity and health and beauty and community and connection. All right. And so with that, we shall begin. Oh, one last announcement. As you all know, I teach light codes.
Transfers available to BXN11, M1, M4, M5, and SIM1C.
Hey mom, I muted you, sorry, in the process of muting. So you have to unmute yourself.
There we go. If you can keep yourself muted, that would be fabulous. All right. One last thing, as you all very well know, I download transmissions of light codes. And every year we have a theme. Last year we began in January with the healing light code, and that energy carried through like a thread of light through all the light codes that we touched on throughout the year. We go into much deeper, in-depth teachings. And this year we begin the codes with the abundance light code with Lakshmi, so that the abundance thread will be carried through the whole year. So the template of abundance will be the anchor, the foundation of the frequency that we'll be working with in 2025 with the beautiful goddess Lakshmi, who brings so much love, so much expansion, so much beauty. We're going to have a puja direct from India with Debashri, who you all know I work with direct all the time. This will be free and on YouTube and live for everyone on January 11th, so mark your calendars. And we will then connect into the frequency of Lakshmi. There will be Brahmins there. We'll be tuning in. We'll be doing prayers and mantras. And then that'll prepare us to begin the light code on January 13th. This light code will run 3 weeks. There will be a total of 12 transmissions and activations from very practical teachings and connections with Lakshmi and the vibration of Lakshmi, and then also deeply going into different ways in which we can develop a strong relationship with her, and through that process become this magnet for abundance in all areas of our life. So if you're feeling in alignment with that, you want to register now. I think it's still at the price as time goes on does shift. And so we look forward to seeing you there. Okay, so with that, let's get started. Are we ready? Okay. Hmm. One moment. Oh, look, take it, you. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Ow. We are very delighted as always to be here and to attune to all of you and your energy and connect with you in this way. And we recognize that you're deeply still operating in the cycles of linear time, and through your mind and curiosity, there is always wondering as to what is in store as you come into a new cycle and approach the end of a calendar year and the beginning of a new one. And we are here to remind you that all things are shifting and changing all of the time, but we can delve into the origin of the map that has been laid out through your own choosing as a collective consciousness for the overall frequency that is taking place at this time on your planet. And so, what is it you are wanting to talk about?
Hi there, Raphael. So as we move into 2025, people want to be prepared to, make the most out of this year. And I know that you came to um, Kelly last night and left lots of words and messages. And one of those words that you left was amplification. So I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about what you wanted to share about amplification in 2025.
It is what you would speak of a year of great transformation. And it is such a transformative year that it will be marked in history as a pivotal shift and change for all of humanity. And we have been preparing you for these times that you are moving into alignment with for quite some time now. And yet they are coming very rapidly at you. It is approaching very quickly. And most around the planet feel the frequency, the energy, the sensation of this momentous change that is before you. And in this process, it will be very important to maintain a sense of groundedness and a foundation in who it is that you are, because everything will be what you are speaking of, or the word in which perhaps we were sharing, amplified and intensified, and at times perhaps a bit overwhelming. And so your discernment around information as it is bombarding you will be essential in your ability to navigate and to magnetize, to attune to attract, and to align with what you speak of in your understanding as the timeline that is in relationship to your intent and focus. And so things will be moving very, very rapidly. It will be like fire energy, rapidly moving very, very quickly. And if you are not clear or have not had taken the ample time to map out your choice as to the direction of your year and what it is you are wanting to magnetize, to align with, to attune to, you might find yourself easily swept away in the drama of the year itself. Because whatever comes into your experience, in comparison to how it has been perhaps to date in this incarnation or human experience in this time frame in which you are in, will be multiplied, will be, as we are speaking of, amplified. And it will be right there in front of you. It is like someone right in your face. And if you're not really clear on your direction, this energy can be very intense and distracting. And it can sometimes be shiny or filled with information that it brings curiosity or even fear. And you might get pulled in to its drama, in which case you'll find yourself snowballed into this vibration in which it will propel and push you in a direction that may not have been your original intent. And so, intention around this particular year, more so perhaps than many years to date or all years to date, is essential as you are putting down a road map. You are creating the pathways of what it is that you are wanting to experience and the direction in which you are going in. And we recognize that in your cultures, you do this, you have these things like New Year's resolutions and general themes or ideas for the year. But we are encouraging you to get very, very clear in a very deep and authentic way with yourself. Sometimes, even in sharing that in which you perhaps are wanting, you might share it with others, and you might think that it is in alignment with what you are wanting, but it may be a bit superficial. We're wanting you to go deep into the depths of the truth of what it is that you are wanting to align with, the values of who it is that you are, coming deeply into integrity with your soul's map, with the vibration of your frequency, of the purpose of your incarnation, of the reason for being here at this time, for the choice to be on the planet. For many choice points will arrive this year, then they will come in as rapid fire. If prior to now timelines were coming into your experience and through the holographic field, and you were sensing, not of course consciously, a certain direction, you might move a little bit in one and then another. But now what will be happening is there will be an influx, a deluge of timelines that are multiplying and rapidly firing and coming into your experience. And so, having a roadmap and having clarity and being deeply grounded in who you are and in the direction of the unfolding of what you are choosing is essential, because there are many who have been planning, should we say, for a very long time to unroll or reveal or roll out certain ideas or themes that could capture your attention, and that it could create, if there is deep vulnerability or some weakness that is not intended within self, to get caught in the flurry of drama and unfoldings of energies in which you might get caught in that energy. But that does not mean that if you do, that it has to be thought of as something negative or bad, but it may take you a bit off of your roadmap for a period of time, quite a bit of a detail or detour in which you are needing to then zoom back or turn back into coming into alignment with who you are. And so this year, it is very important to be in your heart, to drop into your heart, to operate from your value system, to operate from what is of great importance to you, from a place of integrity, from a place of love, from a place of remembering your mastery, your own divinity, a deep honoring of your humanness and your reason for being in this now moment, and paying deep attention to the underlying messages or information that may be bombarding you on some level, and questioning it and its accuracy and its vibration and its agenda, and if you are in resonance with that or not.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Raphael. And so the question is, you speak of these agendas and these things that are going to be rolled out in 2025. Can you speak a little bit more about what those things are and how we can be prepared to deal with them in this upcoming year?
It is that there will be a change in your landscape of how things and how you perceive experiences. And there will be such new innovation and ways of feeling and connecting to things that it will be very important for you to decide where your energy is, because something. How do we explain this in the best way? There are, because we are not wanting to create in any way a fear, and it is essential for you to recognize that if something is coming into your experience, and it is that there is questioning of whether it is true or it is not true, or what it is, or why it is happening, or who is behind it, or what is going on. What we are inviting and asking you to do from our perspective is to continue to come into your heart center and ask what it is that you are hearing, what it is that is coming into your experience, what perhaps story or timeline or agenda or distraction is being rolled out. Is it based in something that creates division or creates fear or takes away liberty? And if those are things that might, as in the initial aspect, seem to be prevalent, or might take some time to be more obvious, because it might be a very slow process that takes place, where a little trickle of something comes in. And then you have an awareness of that. And then you look into that and you have a feeling. And then that moves out of focus for a period of time. You might forget about it. So it's like laying down the foundation of certain information. And then it might come back in more intense. And in the intensity of it, it may lay another brick within the foundation of something. And so it starts to move into your consciousness, and it is can be subtle. And then it starts to come in more and more until you recognize that you have aligned with something that you haven't recognized until it has moved so far into a certain direction that in a way you were fooled. And so we ask you to just utilize discernment and to pay attention and to see behind the curtain and to notice perhaps what is going on, but not to become a paranoid or to move into conspiracies or to question everything to the point of ridiculousness. We're just asking you to open up your mind to the possibility of even those things in which you have always thought to be accurate, to be true, to just notice what the feeling is around it. How does it make you feel? What is the vibration? What is coming off of it? What could potentially be behind that? Why would that be coming into the experience? Is that in alignment with who you are? Is that in alignment with your values, with your integrity, with truth, with love, with the direction in which you are wanting to go in, with what it is that you are wanting to create on the new earth, what you collectively are bringing forward with your consciousness? Because the greatest battle that there will not be the battle of armor or the battle of a cannon or the battle of a bomb, but the battle of consciousness, and the harnessing of consciousness itself in a direction of a particular way of being, in a direction that creates reality, because your realities are created through the amount of energy poured into your consciousness that binds itself together to form a field of your experience in which you are moving through. And so, if you are binding to a specific algorithm, a specific agenda, a specific frequency or storyline that has behind its scenes a purpose that perhaps you are not wanting to align with, you can direct your attention somewhere else and literally change that storyline. And that is what is completely different about the energy that you have stepped into in 2025. That you inside are coming into full understanding and remembering and awareness of the capacity of your own potentiality for the creation of your experience as it is mirrored back to you within your collective reality as a human collective consciousness. And that has never occurred before in this way, where you were aware and conscious of that direction and its creation. And so when you notice that others who have been and are aware of it, but may have a specific outcome in which they are wanting to unfold, and you may choose that that may or may not be the agenda or the outcome in your collective reality that you are wanting to choose, you can pivot literally into and collectively together a different reality. And so things are able to be moved, to be shifted, to be changed in a way that they haven't been to date. They are not as solid. As we've talked about for such a long period of time, the bridge between 3D and 5D. And you have been on this rainbow bridge of a sort, with one foot in one world and one foot in the other. And now you have stepped over the threshold of the 0 point, of the midpoint, into a new space of creation within your experience that forms your reality through your consciousness at a rapid pace. That is why we are bringing in the codes of light and the codes of abundance to create the template of your creational experience, to begin to put down the foundation of that in which you are collectively within spiritual community, bringing forth and creating as a reality of your experience, while simultaneously another timeline is absolutely unfolding. And within that timeline, that is spiraling into its own experience, but you are not aligning necessarily with that. And so this year is a pivotal moment of choice, where energies are going to come in very rapidly, and we're going to ask you to utilize the skills, the teachings, the knowings, the understandings that you have been acquiring, that you've been attuning to, that you've been meditating on, that you've been receiving to date, and to be applying them, so that when this energy comes in, you can keep asking, is this in alignment with the collective agreements of what it is that we are wanting to move forward within our consciousness of the creation of the new earth? And if it is, then you want to attune to and amplify that energy, and it will amplify to be the mirrored experience of your reality. Or you may recognize that it is not. And then you will simply pivot. You will simply turn your attention toward that in which is that in which you have collectively are wanting to align with. And that is why the map of your wanting, of your connecting, of your creation process of this template is so important. Because if you don't have the map, if you don't know where you are going, when these distractions come in, when these energies are bombarding you and at a rapid pace and they're firing in at you, they can be very shiny and exciting and curious and wonderment, and you can get confused by them and lured in a sense into a specific experience. It may not truly be in alignment with your values, with your truth, with your authenticity, with your knowing. But when you pay attention to them and you begin to scan them, and that is what will be needed. You will have to start to utilize and bring back online so many of the gifts that you have had in many other lifetimes and in other civilizations that are being revealed and unveiled to you, so that when these energies come in, you can just tune in and you can look behind the scenes to the source of where the information is coming from, where the energy is coming from, and you can connect with its resonance and ask yourself, is this resonance in alignment with love, in alignment with my values, with unity, of Christ consciousness, of connection? Or is this in resonance with something that feels a bit off, or perhaps is leading me in a direction because I'm afraid, or I am greedy, or I am operating from ego, or it's something that looks shiny, but what is it really? What is the truth behind it? And if it's resonating, especially with the frequency of fear, this is when we're going to invite you to make conscious decisions, not to gossip about it, talk about it, amplify it, listen to it, tune into it, read about it, watch YouTube channels about it, do things to grow, for it to grow and to amplify, because you are the masters and the creators of your experience, and you are literally, as a consciousness, fully awakening and remembering that, which is extraordinarily beautiful. But it requires a deep, deep sense of responsibility. And it is easy to get caught up in certain agendas and things when one is not clear on their own map, on their own pathway. And so if you find yourself moving off in that direction, have a buddy or a friend or someone to bring you back to center, or come into community. Or if you notice another luring themselves into this direction, kind of gently pull them back to center. And or if you feel that it is overwhelming, go outside, connect with the earth, put your hands in the soil, breathe in the air, get into the water, reconnect with the elements, and bring all of your energy back down, deeply grounded in this experience, and feel the frequency that you feel from the great Mother Earth. And then attune to that beauty and that vibration, and notice, is that vibration the one that's being emanated into your experience by something that is coming in? And if it is, perhaps that is where you want to align. And if it feels very disconnected from that, or very much in the mind itself, then that may be an indication for you to disconnect.
Thank you, Raphael. And so that brings like two questions, because I want to get more into how do we map our own reality and take control over our consciousness. But before we do that, as you're speaking of, diverting our attention in one direction, I'm curious, do consequences, like, what are the consequences of doing that? So say I'm paying attention to my 5D world, the world that I want to live in. Does that mean that these 3D consequences do not exist for me? For example, if they're financial consequences, legal consequences, being unable to do certain things because of choices that we've made that are not in alignment with our value system, how do we balance our choice between these physical reality consequences and holding the vision of what we really want to usher in as the new earth?
Oh, well, you are on the bridge. You're still between the two. And so there will be the collapsing of the old, and you will see it falling away, slipping behind you. You will look back at it and see it crumbling. you might be caught in the process of it crumbling itself. And there may be a lot of debris all around you. There may be a lot of fumes. There may be a lot of turmoil. There may be deep sadness. There may be grief. There may be fear. And that is to say that that transition in itself may still bring challenges. But if you can align with the forward knowing and remembering and thinking of the template of the creation process, and attuning to your heart center in the knowing of where it is, the map of where it is that you are intending to be, the transition between those two will be lessened. The process will be easier. The synchronicities will be in alignment. You will find more grace in the difficulties that may arise. Doesn't mean that you still will not experience challenges. But if you completely turn around as it is collapsing, and in the collapsing, there is something luring you onto some other idea or agenda, you might just get yourself then caught in that and lose sight of the beauty that is being created through the transformational process that is occurring, the metamorphosis that is taking place. You may just get caught in hanging on to the familiar or to the old. And so that is why collectively it is so important that so many of you will be gathering and you will be coming together more and more in the human way, in looking into one another's eyes, into each connecting with each other's hearts, to touching one another, to holding hands, to being in parks and in the grass and in the near the water and the trees and the rivers, because it is that the information age and the technological advancements are going to come in so incredibly rapidly that from one moment things may be or appear to be a certain way in your reality, and within a few days technology or new understandings are going to come in that will shift your reality completely. And so your ability to discern what feels real or what is true in the information age and the energies coming in will take time for you to learn how to decipher. You will be at a time of transition. And so being together where you can touch someone and say, this is a real person. This is not artificial, or this is a real voice, or I can communicate with this person, I can see this person, I can hold this person's hand, I can lay in this grass, I can feel the wind on my face, I can feel the bark of the tree behind me, I can put my feet in the water, is going to be essential, because that will ground you into a way in which you can create a certain magnetism and energy that will be needed to forge forward collectively together in that in which you are creating. And so, yes, you will find yourself between these worlds. And as you are in between both of them, this essential human contact and human connection and interaction will be more essential than ever. And perhaps in some ways we are not directly answering that which you are asking, which is how do you navigate between these two worlds? To notice where you are wanting to go, and then to bring everything with it through the elements, through the senses, through the creational process into your experience in a very tactile way that you can feel, sense, and know it to be.
Thank you, Raphael. And so what I'm hearing from you is that it is important to focus on the world that we want to create and not get sucked into opinions and ideas about the world that seem to threaten that, and just stay in what is grounded and what is real. And the consequences that might appear to exist are irrelevant on this time horizon, because if we stay the course, everything is going to be evolving and changing so quick that it's not of our concern, as long as we stay in the reality of the wind on our face, the grass underneath our feet, with the vision of what it is that we want to create. Is that correct?
Yes, and presence. Because if you look at your linear time of history in the past, you might collectively all go through something very painful or difficult, and it may last for a long period of time. And then you collectively would agree on a particular reality to be that true reality. But because reality and knowing what is true will be, in a sense, questioned in a way that it was never questioned before, because you will not necessarily be able to decipher, is that a real person, or is that a voice of something? Is that the true picture, or is that is not? You will, it will, the technology that in many ways is can be frightening to others is will be forcing you to create your own realities, because it is designed, and it appears unintentionally, and yet it is collectively intentionally for you to do exactly that. And then you become in the reality in which you have chosen to magnetize or align to in your experience. And so there will be pockets of realities, just like there's pockets of realities. It obviously, there's 8 billion pockets of realities that you're all experiencing your own reality, but then you collectively agree on a specific reality. And then within those realities, there are other pockets of realities in which you feel to be real and to be true. But all of that in its, in a sense of what you collectively as a human species agree upon, is shifting and changing so rapidly that you are creating, and you're becoming conscious and aware that you are literally picking and attuning and connecting with a creative collective reality in the pocket of the timeline in which you want to attune to, because you have to create that reality, because you will not know if another reality coming into your experience or being projected to you is true or not true.
Thank you, Raphael. And so before we open it up to other people's questions, I was wondering if you mentioned something about a war around consciousness and people trying to take your consciousness and things like this. Could you elaborate on that? And in addition, tell us how that we can, make sure that we have complete sovereignty over our own consciousness.
It is where you are choosing to put your energy and your attention. What you can feel, what you can touch, what is connected to your senses, what is real, coming into community, feeling the soil, feeling the earth, feeling the water, feeling the rain, feeling everything, connecting and feeling and sensing everything. Because when we speak of this harnessing of consciousness, it is a slow drip of information that is projected within your reality, that comes through your black boxes, that slowly creates a agenda of a specific reality, that then harnesses you into that through the need to continue to elevate toward the wanting of something in which you are not having, with the promise that you will receive it, or that you will be connected or part of it if you follow this. And that is ultimately coming from a place of fear, because you are the master of your experience. And there isn't anything or anyone outside of you that can give you anything that you cannot get on your own, that doesn't already exist inside of you, that you simply need to attune to and believe in. And that is why loving who you are, honoring who you are, accepting who you are, remembering who you are, aligning with your highest I am that I am presence, with the truth of your own divinity, is so essential, rather than seeking that somewhere else external from where it is that you are. It is that the external experience that you've been operating in to date is shifting from external to internal, in which you are not so much experiencing your reality by the projection of what is outside of you, that is being projected with on a screen by another, for that to be your experience, but it is your internal frequency, vibration, and consciousness that is expressing and externalizing the reality that you know to be reflected back of you as truth. And so when you continue to choose yourself in the frequency of love and acceptance of full responsibility for the reality in which you are experiencing, it cannot be harnessed by another who is projecting that reality to you, in which you have an agenda in which they are wanting you to operate within a certain system or matrix that then feeds or fuels power sources for those who are focused on what brings them what they are needing at the expense of others. And so, in the awakening to that and the remembering of that, you carry the power, that there is no power over you, that it resides inside of you, then you are not affected or influenced by these other projections, in a sense, that come into your experience, unless you choose to align with them because you are afraid. Or that you feel that you have to. But if you recognize them simply as projections, that they are not real, and that the realness is that in which you can feel it through your senses and your touch and your connection within your own heart, and in the creation of your experience through your own consciousness, then you are the master of not only your experience, but you are attuned with your highest state of consciousness that is not connected to the consciousness of those perhaps who would like to utilize it for power for themselves. And so we recognize that this might appear a bit complicated, and where it is not something for you to worry about or be afraid of. It is simply for you to continue to honor and to love and to adore and to accept who it is that you are, and to fully trust in your capacity and your abilities, in the source that resides inside of you, in your intuitive knowing, in your own discernment, that you know what is in alignment with your truth, with love, with your values, and with that which you are wanting to bring into and experience in your reality, which means that specific behaviors in the past, in which have been very much ingrained within the consciousness and are can be part of the human experience, to be lured into things that are frightening, or to be worried about the future or panicked about something. Those energies are the ones in which we are encouraging a unplugging, a disconnecting from them, because they just perpetuate that in which you simply actually aren't wanting to align to, because that creation is not the creation of the map in which you are direction and you are wanting to move forward in.
Thank you, Raphael. And I have other questions about the black box and how we should relate to it. But before that, I want to open it up to other people. So, Scotty, do you have a question about this upcoming year, a universal question that you'd like to ask? Go ahead. Let me make sure that you can unmute yourself. Hold on. Now give it a shot. I had to change the settings. Go ahead. There you go.
Okay, yeah. I really appreciate your help, Raphael. And I feel like I'm fully in that bridge in between. And I fully relate to what you're saying about being grounded and trusting your own senses in perceiving reality and not being influenced by the mind. It seems to me that we've been so heavily lied to by those influencers. I'm not going to go into specifics, but just about everything in this last year has been fabricated on a national scale. And so
Scotty,
anyway,
can you go straight to your question? We just have a lot of other people. Could you go straight to the question? Do you mind? Sorry to cut you off.
yeah, I'm sorry. So I've heard what Raphael said, but in our own personal reality, how do we just really narrow in on that truth reality?
Well, it will be the skill set that it will be very much needed and developed in this upcoming time and the years ahead. And so it can be as simple as placing your hand on your heart and attuning to the frequency and aligning with the information if it feels in resonance with the vibration and the roadmap of that in which you are wanting to create. And if it is in resonance with that, it may be a source in which you can trust. You must continue to ask yourself, can I trust this? Is this ringing true? Is this in alignment with my values? Is this feeling as though it is coming from a place of love and unity and connection? Is it driven from that, or is it deeply driven from scarcity or lack or fear? And you just have to continue to keep asking. And there might be times where you might get it wrong, and that's okay too. But it will be a skill that will be over time deeply developed. It will feel like a resonance. You will simply just look at something, you will feel it, you will know it. It's sort of like now, if you go to a party and you can kind of scan the room and feel the frequency of those around you, and some you are attracted to, and some you are not. And within a few moments of speaking with someone, you can sense where they're coming from, who they are, what their values are, if you're in alignment with them or you're not. It's something that is developed. It is something that you had in many other lifetimes that you were very much keen on and aware of, and it has gotten a bit muted. It has gotten dulled down over time. But it is a skill that will be coming back on. You will begin to use your hands in new ways. You will begin to see in new ways. Your pineal glands will open. Your senses will change. You will develop new senses, new ways of perception, because it will be something that will be needed in order for you to decipher what is in alignment. And there will be communities that will pop up all over your planet where like-minded will come together and will form pockets of experience and reality, and your need to connect with one another in a very human way through touch, through eye contact, through community, through song, through the moon and the sunlight, through the tides and the rhythms, through the heartbeat of the earth. Many of your indigenous cultures and ways of being will rise back up, and connection will occur out of a deep necessity to disengage from that and which is perceived as artificial, and coming into a truth of connection and realness. And so sometimes something that arises in your experience can be perceived as something negative, but it may propel you into something that otherwise would not happen, where many across here in the different places around the globe are isolated, are disconnected from their family, from their neighbors, from their communities. And as the year progresses and things shift and changes and the landscape moves, and that in which you are looking at and operating from begins to shift, even your skies are going to change. What flies in the skies, how they are navigated, what is occurring. You will all have to begin to navigate this together, and you may find yourself reconnecting and rekindling and coming together in heartfelt ways. And so much beauty will arise from these changes, many magnificent connections, and many energies that are returning you back to the natural ways will come online, which is essential and so important, that will help bring balance and healing to your earth and to your planet. A lot of technology will come in this year through science and teachings and understanding, and things will happen that will be able to come forward to clean your waters, to heal and to bring energies into your food system. So much
Not
beauty.
making any sense.
Oh,
Probably go for it.
Let's
oh,
make sure that everyone's muted.
oh. And so it is your heart, just continuing to follow your heart.
Thank you, Raphael. Candace, go ahead. What's your question? And thank you, Scotty, for yours.
Hi, Raphael. Mine comes sort of in a long lineness with what you were saying, Casey, about having this new world, stepping into that, but feeling 1 foot in and 1 foot out. primarily when we feel like our consciousness is being attacked. And because we feel so different from the people around us, it's hard to not feel alone. And so staying with integrity, even when it gets really hard, to try to balance the divine feminine and masculine within us. I'm just wondering too, with regards to all of this, and having family structures around this that are hard to be a leader and sort of change these family dynamics in accordance to this within ourselves, if that makes any sense. And what can we do to not feel so alone and start to get back into alignment for 2025, especially coming out of the holidays? And because the big thing that is for manifestation. And so to be unblocked and clear, so that you're not creating a reality in front of you based on these, I guess, ties, soul ties. And I hope that's clear.
We are wanting to remind you that whoever is in your family or human experience that you are surrounded by is always there for a reason, even though it may not appear in that moment that it is, for they are your soul family and there are deep connections. And often they can mirror and represent in your experience something very different from the direction in which you are going in or the values in which you are holding. And this can create a lot of angst between one another. And of course, this is always an opportunity to rise above the personality matrix into a higher frequency, into the essence of who it is that you are from an operating from a higher viewpoint. But while maintaining these relationships and these energies that are coming in, trust in the fact that they are leading you in a direction of the unfolding and the evolution of your soul and the direction in which is for your highest good, which in itself may be that of learning how to navigate through your interactions on a deep personal level with them, as that is a reflection of the mirrored reality of things in which you may need to learn how to navigate that come up in other areas of your experience. But in terms of this feeling alone, we hope that connecting here in this moment with this community and others of like mind is supportive. And we encourage all of you who are what you perhaps perceive yourselves to be, such as star seeds or lightweight workers or way showers or beings of light, to gather around you others who are like minded in community and in connection, especially during the cycles of the moon or in times of sacred ceremony, and to reach out to anyone, even within the communities that you are in, even if they appear to be a stranger, but you might notice that they are geographically close to you for a cup of tea or something, or a way to connect, because these connections and this human touch and interaction in ceremony and in connection with one another will be very supportive as you go through these changes. And so pockets will be popping up all over together. And if you begin to put attention toward connecting with such in community, they will come into your experience, and that will be very helpful. But we also want to remind you that although I am not in a human form or body, I am here with you. And when I say I speak for I as the collective of the we of beings of light that are here supporting you as humans in your human form, in your choice to be here in this now moment on earth during this transition and time of change, that we are close, that we are near. The pulsation of us are here, and we are always with you, and I am always with you. And if you invite me to come in closer, you will feel the sensation of my energy and my love that I have for you. And so you are never, ever, ever alone, that we are always here, and that may not be comforting at times because you cannot always see or feel or hear us, but trust in that knowing that we hear you, we know you, we love you, and that we are here supporting all of you and your planet during this time. And although it is a difficult time for many and a great transition on your planet, there are legions and legions and legions of beings of light from all over multi-universes that are here supporting you collectively as you are going through this evolutionary process. And our pulsation is coming in closer and closer, and your ability to attune, to hear us, to connect with us in many ways is stronger than it has ever been before. And across your planet, many of you will begin to feel, sense, see, hear, and attune and create relationships with us in ways in which you have not to date, and which is a very big part of what will be happening in this year that you speak of 2025.
Thank you, Raphael. All right, Leanna.
Hi, thank you. Hi, Raphael.
Hello.
My question is to further clarify your guidance on setting our intentions for the next year, for this year, sorry. My intention is to connect with my purpose, what I might uniquely offer to the world, to learn to be in my heart, to learn to remember and honor both my physical and non-physical aspects. I think many of us would say the same. So do we need to be more specific than that? I ask because if we are feeling lost and we don't know or understand our purpose, how might we balance specificity on our intentions while also letting the path ahead unfold in ways we might not expect?
Wow, wow, wow. It is that you are aware that the codes of light that I have transmitted and brought forth have very powerful transmissions, and we will create the template of your entire year and the creational process of the foundation as this year begins very shortly in your abundance light code. But if this energy is not in alignment with that in which you are able to receive all of these transmissions at this time, I encourage you to get a piece of paper and to create an outline of your body and to begin to map energetically a road map on your body of the pinpoints within the nodes of your energetic system that you would like to bring into your experience. And so, yes, there can be at times confusion around the manifestation process of the roadmap of your reality or the template of that in which you are wanting to create, with the simultaneously being in a state of surrendering, allowing, and unfolding for whatever is of the highest good to come into your experience. And it is both. It is very important to have a roadmap, to have an understanding in somewhat of a specific way. It does not have to be detailed, but a deep recognition of that in which energetically you want to attract, to magnetize, to align with, what frequency you are going to hold, and to specifically do what is needed daily. There is much noise here. What is this? Oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh. It is important to get clarity and to utilize this very old-fashioned skill that many of you have forgotten about in alignment with your senses of hearing and seeing, visualizing, creating, utilizing all parts of self, including your breath, all energies within your energetic system of all of your senses in relationship to that in which you are creating, and then stepping into that and feeling and knowing it to be, with the recognition that you are operating and moving from that energetic body in the field of that in which you are creating, with the recognition that you are attuning to all energies and vibrations that are in alignment with that, that are moving in the direction of your highest good, to attune to the template of which you are creating. This is something in which we will teach and share with you in great detail, but this is a good place to begin its process in the preparation, and to then surrender to the knowing. When you fully have created it and completely are able to surrender through the surrendering process, then you have known that it already is, and there is no questioning, and so it is, with the opening energy and aspect of it being that or more, and knowing so, and so it is. It is when there is a creational process that takes place, but there is still an underlying sense of doubt that is permeating through the field, that the breakdown of the creational map begins to be formed, in which then you cannot fully step into the process of trusting because there is a doubt. And so releasing doubt and stepping truly into trust is essential. Simultaneously, that trust comes from the knowing of that in which you are choosing to magnetize and to create, and those go hand in hand together to birth into your experience that in which you have chosen through your consciousness to be the reflection within the holographic field of your reality.
Thank you so much, Raphael. And thank you, everyone, for all of your questions. That's all the time that we have today.
We are just simply wanting to remind you that you are loved, and that we are here, and that we love you, and that you can continue to choose love over fear, that you are the master creator of your experience, that the mirrored reflection of your experience is something in which, through your choosing, can be that in which you are wanting it to be, in alignment with your highest good and the unfolding of the divine itself. We are approaching your planet. Your DNA is shifting. You are moving from carbon to crystalline. You are fully awakening as a unit of light into a new era of beauty, synchronicity, unity, and bliss. And as you step into that era, you will turn back and look at that which may crumble or fall beneath you, but trust in that process, for it is a time of great transformation, but one that is also filled with hope and beauty and love and synchronicity and magic, and there is nothing to be afraid of. And so, with that, I send to you all of my love and all of my light. Trust in your own inner knowing all the answers you are searching for. Everything is inside, and you already know. Trust in yourself. Know that you are loved. Love yourself and one another. Connect with the earth. And remember, it's always about love. Good day and many blessings. All right. Well, thank you everyone so much for joining today. We're going to have an amazing year to just focus on all the beauty, everything around you, remaining in the frequency of deep gratitude for all the blessings you have. You got this. We got this together. It's going to be incredible. We're going to focus on all that in which we're going to create together in the new earth. I would love to work with you with Lakshmi and the abundance template to set up your year. I love you all so much. I hope you have a really beautiful weekend. Happy New Year. Lots to celebrate. And I'll see you all very soon. Okay. Thanks for coming on today. Love you all so much. Bye, everybody.